Low-budget electric handpieces? I didn't think there was such a thing. With me today is Tim Palmer, our Chief Scientific Officer, and Tim's done an enormous evaluation over many weeks on many brands of high and low-cost electric handpieces. Tim, guide us along the path. Are these low-budget ones any good?
They work. However, they have some problems, and their longevity is unknown still.
Unknown is a good word.
But they work surprisingly well.
But for $100, how many could you buy? You could practically throw them away when they wore out.
They're disposable almost.
Mm-hmm.
This one we're looking at here comes from an online retailer. They're made in China, and the entire handpiece system costs $350. That is literally 1/10 of what you would pay for a premium brand.
So you could buy 10 of them and wear them out.
Yeah, you could.
But are they the same accuracy? Are they same rotational orientation?
The minute you use one, you'll notice some differences. They have a little more vibration, a little rougher sound, and less light out of them, and they're a little larger and heavier than the premium brands.
But they do have light, which is not the case with some of the low-budget Airs.
Correct. So they are nice.
Okay.
Their motors tend to be a little longer and heavier, so it's almost like we're back a generation, but the cost is very low, and that's what's disrupting the market right now.
Well, now how about somebody who's reticent to put $5,000 into an operatory?
This is a good way to start with electric.
Good way to start.
It really
They'll
is.
find the concept without the enormous front end.
Yeah. Looking here at these, this lineup, on the bottom is a typical premium handpiece. This is from NSK with their Timax attachment and their small NLZ motor.
And they claim to be number one in sales right
Yes,
now.
and they are very popular and they're very high quality.
Okay.
Above it is the Smooth Drive coming from Laris Research. It costs about $1,800 for that setup right there with a motor, controller, and attachment.
Okay.
And above that is a low-cost one, the $350 setup. And so you can see that as the price goes down, the length and the weight is going up. And so there are some trade-offs as you go to these budget handpieces.
And length is important. Some of the attachment heads are shorter than others.
Yeah, you notice that the head on the NSK handpiece is smaller than the others. So you do give up some convenience as you go to these low-cost handpieces. But we've been surprised at their performance. We've done some accelerated wear testing. They're not showing any degradation yet. But you can tell that they're a little lower quality, as you would expect for the price. This is an example of an online, this was purchased on eBay, $100 for that attachment right there. And it works nearly as well as any others in the test, at least initially.
Now, if they have a motor from any one of the major brands, will this head fit on
Absolutely.
that motor?
They're all made to work with the Type E electric connector. It's a universal
Yes.
standard. And so that's a good thing. And we found that it worked with all of them very well.
And thank goodness they've done that. You know, the way most automobiles are, every wheel's got a different hubcap on
Correct.
it. Yeah.
This last one I'm showing you here is the newest handpiece from Laris Research. It's their Perceptive handpiece with the Smooth Drive high-speed attachment on it. This one uses a tablet for the controller. So the small white box you see would be mounted on your dental unit somewhere. The controller,
Which is pretty small.
Yeah. And the control tablet would be mounted on a convenient holder.
That's a major jump forward. That used to be a sizable box.
It
maybe
is.
6 inches by 6 inches.
And they've brought it way down. And again, this is a medium range cost here, but it looks and performs very well. So we've been pleased with these low-cost attachments.
Well, how would you summarize? Now, if you were a young dentist who is obviously deeply in debt, would you buy a low-cost one first, moving on into the higher costs, or what would you do?
Absolutely. And there's a couple of reasons. You can use it for operative dentistry, but even if you decide that you don't like it for operative dentistry, it becomes your electric handpiece for all of your lab tasks and with a straight and a slow speed attachment. And it's a great way to jump into electrics without breaking the bank. So they do have their place.
Well, thanks for telling us about it. I doubt if many of you knew that you could get an electric setup for $100.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
very surprising.
Thanks for being with
You
us,
bet.
Tim. I appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. Join us next week.